Welcome to Just Talking. We have a great show for you today because we have a great guest here today, and that's Luisa Tuchalski, and she is Mrs. Racine. Is that correct?
That is correct. I am Mrs. Racine for the United States of America.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Luisa, for joining us today. So let's talk about it. How did you hear about the pageant, and where did that all start?
So how it all started is I had an acquaintance that I went to high school with, who I knew was very active in the pageant world. And she got a hold of me, I want to say it was probably around January last year. I had started a new job. I didn't have to take call anymore. And she got a hold of me on Facebook and had asked me if I was interested in doing a pageant. And you know, we get all these weird invitations on Facebook. So I thought it was a fake invitation. I'm like, is this girl serious? Because I've never done anything like this before. And I responded to her and I was like, sure, I'm interested. And then all of a sudden my Facebook posts just started going crazy. And I was like, oh, this girl is serious. I was okay. And I looked at my husband. I said, well, what are your thoughts? You know, and he goes, yeah, go ahead, give it a try. What I didn't know about pageantry is all the service that came with it. That was a whole new world to me. And that is probably the one thing I've enjoyed the most about all of this is I currently do Habitat for Humanity, and I am a Girl Scout co-leader. And it's all about giving back to the community. And each and every one of those pageant girls that are up there have a platform that they stand for.
And what was your platform?
My platform is volunteerism. It's finding more time to give back to people, and in the return, what you get back for yourself is just pure joy, the happiness that you give back. And in today's day and world, it's hard to detach yourself from some screen of some sort and to think like, oh, how could I ever squeeze in the time? And I find time. You find time, and it's a good feeling to give back.
Well, maybe those who don't know about Habitat for Humanity, what is that program?
So the Habitat for Humanity actually has two programs, and one of them, the easiest way to get involved with the Habitat for Humanity is their restores. And how that works is they break down homes, and they call them deconstructions. So they go in there, and I believe it's only $400 that they'll deconstruct a home from you very nicely. They'll take down the lamps or anything that you're doing, and they can sell those products in their store. And that 100% goes back to the Habitat for Humanity. And how that does, all that money that goes back to the Habitat for Humanity funds the homes that they build for people. And the people that build these homes are people who have never been first-time, homeowners, people who might have struggled to get money from a bank to buy a home in today's day and world. And it's always kind of been the American dream to own a home. That's how you know you've made it. And it opens up so many doors when you do open a home or own a home. So these kind of things opens up a lot of doors for these people who wouldn't be able to have these opportunities.
Okay, so back to the pageant, there's also a talent section. Do you have a talent that you can share?
So the nice thing about being a Mrs. is there is no talent section. But talent section, I do. That's truly why I got the stage anyways. I love the stage. I was involved in music and dance when I was younger. I've done a few musicals, and that's probably my favorite part of pageantry is the stage itself. I feel like it's the way that we can showcase all our hard work that we've done.
Well, let's hear it. What was your reaction when they called your name?
It's surprising because you're up there with so much talent and so much drive to know that you're being recognized and that you're the one. Your reaction is, and so all the time, every single girl, when they do that, go, it's true.
Then what happens after that? Do you speak at certain groups and activities? Let's hear what happens after you get crowned.
Yes. So after you're crowned Mrs. Racine, you go about and choose your platform or whatever. If you already have a platform, like I said, mine was the Habitat for Humanity getting more volunteers for them, putting the word out there, how to get involved. I mean, the Habitat for Humanity has been around for a very long time, but people, it's one of those things like, yeah, I've heard of that. And it kind of stops there. They don't know how to get involved. So giving people the knowledge on how to get involved is truly, and getting more volunteers, which in return gives more people for the Habitat for Humanity to build their platforms.
On Miss Racine, you compete in a Miss Wisconsin, is that correct?
That is correct.
And
yes.
when is that?
So we have Miss Wisconsin is actually going to be held. There's multiple competitions, but the one I am involved with is going to be held in April. It's actually April, the first weekend of April. I kind of laughed because I looked at my calendar. I was like, I need off April Fool's Day. Why? Why did I ask off April Fool's Day? But it's for the competition for Miss Wisconsin. And how that works is once you go to Miss Wisconsin, you win your state pageant, you go on to nationals.
What about the dress or the gowns? Is there any sort of specific things that you have to wear?
Oh yeah, those gowns. Drama, drama, drama. They like big gowns, big hair, big, flowy capes. And that was probably the one thing I'm like, where does one even go? Right? Where do you go to buy a dramatic gown like that? There are all these, I can proudly say that every single dress I've ever worn has never been brand new. It has been, they have all these resale shops. There's women who have had pageantries, and they have all these consignment shops, and the consignment shops are really where the fun is. It's all the dressing up is all the fun, and the jewelry, all that wonderful stuff.
Sometimes they have competitions in swimwear. Do you do that as well?
I do. So some of them have one pieces because we're the misses, and they respect the fact that we've probably had children and our bodies aren't the same as and wonderful as they were when they were in their 20s. And then others do have two-piece competitions for the two pieces. And I am in the best shape I've been since high school. So I'm obliged by having a two-piece. And that two-piece and a pair of heels is pretty intimidating.
I think there's also a section, I don't know if they do that, is the Q&A section where you got to know like even world history or world events or local, state, national. Is that an area of judging in the pageants?
Yep, it's still a thing, and we still do interviews. So this last pageant that I was involved with, that they did a round robin with 7 judges, and you spoke to 7 judges for 4 minutes about how you got involved, what your platform is, what you plan on doing. And these are a lot of hard questions, because these are questions that some of us don't like to self-reflect and look at. And these are, why you? Because you're interviewing for a job. And why are you the best candidate for this job? And what are you going to do with your year? And what are your plans for if you were to win?
Why would you encourage other women to compete in pageants like this?
The reason I encourage other women is I am 38 years old. Other than friends at work, creating new friends who are in the same drive and have the same ambition as you do is not always easy. I mean, going out and making new friends. And I love that I have at least 6 new friends that we've come together, and we do projects together. We have mommy meetups where we come and we make hats for newborns and blankets for homeless, and we come together for they're called Fairy Sisters, and they are involved with children who don't have homes, and we give them these little wish homes for them to have. But the one thing that I really, really try to tell women is it's the friendship that you're going for.
Do you have any upcoming appearances that we can see at that is anything scheduled in the not so distant future?
Nothing super, super fun. I mean, that you'd see me in, but I do have some construction. Habitat for Humanity has picked up their construction, since the price in construction materials are starting to get to a regular price, or our new regular price, I should say. So they're starting to do some new builds. I have some builds coming up in the middle of next week. And I do still volunteer at the Restore, and I do stuff there. And I have a mommy meetup this week, and my life is full of all kinds of dates.
And for those who want to get involved in Habitat for Humanity, where should they go? Is there a website or phone number at all?
Definitely, there is a website, and I also suggest like visiting their stores. They have plenty of information and SKUs. You can sign up right there. They're very informative. A lot of your one-on-one meeting happens really fast, and you come together and you pretty much just organize their store. Anybody there to help clean up is what they love.
And for Miss Racine, is there a website or any Facebook or social media that people can look at?
You can find me on Facebook. I am more of a Facebook girl. With my regular Facebook, I also have a Facebook page for Miss USOA, Miss Racine, and you can find me there as well.
We thank you so much for talking with us today. We congratulate you, and we look forward to seeing you at Miss Wisconsin and Miss USA. So thank you so much for talking with us today.
I appreciate your time as well, and hopefully the next time we do chat, you can say I'm Miss Wisconsin.